has been the situation for like the last week or so. We have an Epic Strike Tower that's multi-step, but it's also multi-day, where for a while there, we were having Epic Strike Towers that were basically single step. There'd be one on Saturday and then maybe one on Sunday as well. Sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't. But for the last couple of weeks, they seem to like the multi-step towers. And this week we have a 7-step Epic Strike Tower that lasts the entire weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which is great for me because then I can actually create content on it and not feel like I have to wake up, be ready to go at 7 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, which is when the towers switch over, and get the video out for you. So what we have is immunity strikes. So these are gonna be creatures that are immune. Think Postmetrodon, think Dimetrodon Gen 1, Gen 2, think Indominus Rex, think Triostronix. Those type of dinosaurs. Our fan favorite Secondontosaurus is also going to be included in that list. And you know, the thing with these multi-step towers is they're going to be significantly more difficult when you reach the latter stages. So especially when you're talking about the immunity here, you can't really use bleed because they're immune to the bleed, where when you have, say for example, you have the Indoraptor or the T-Rex level 30 that I did a couple of weeks ago. You just hit it one time with a bleed, you're gonna get knocked out, then you swap in with another bleed, and T-Rex is pretty much done. I think I did it with only doing one attack. Relatively easy there, and just about everybody can do that. But when you come to these multi-step, when they get up in the 7s, they're more difficult. Not because the dinosaurs are stronger, they're actually pretty much weaker, but there's 3 of them. And in the case of immunity, they're not going to be susceptible to bleeding and jumping around and swapping out dinos and things of that nature. So let's see what I get out of these incubators first. I just have one 3-hour incubator, Nundasuchus, Stygimoloch Gen 2, and Gorgosaurus, and then I just have a 15-minute incubator here, which I'm not really expecting the world out of. Dracorex Gen 2, thank you very much. Dracorex, even better. And then Baryonyx Gen 2. So what I want to do is I could just, probably in all reality, I probably could just smash this using my normal team, but you know, I want to try to do something that more players are able to do. One thing that I love on these strike towers is counterattacks. Those are always good. And like, I know a lot of my dinosaurs are just higher leveled at this point, and so, you know, I may not be the best like gauge of how well some of these dinosaurs do, but I'm gonna try to break out some stuff that I typically don't use on these earlier levels. When it gets up to the harder levels, most likely I'm just gonna go for what I know will work. And you know, we've got flyers this week for the dinosaurs of the week. Not like Darwinopteryx, I didn't mean to put that in there, but Darwinopteryx is a bleed dinosaur, so I'm not, like, that doesn't do anything for me. Alenquois is, like, I don't know, swapping invincibility could be nice. Wait, yeah, swapping it could be nice. Rampage, long invincibility, but I feel like Postmetrodon, I feel like they have defense shattering. So putting up a shield doesn't necessarily seem like the best option. You know, maybe just going fast and furious is going to be the way to take these things out. I wonder, like, blue has a shield, and that's not going to be great. Maybe, oh maybe, I'm going to throw this guy in. I don't know why. They're immune, so I don't know. Let's use some of these dinosaurs that I just don't ever use. There's 1, 2, 3. Then should I leave Dracorex Gen 2 in for the cleanup work? I feel like most people have a Dracorex Gen 2 that's pretty decent at this point. I'm gonna give this a try. I really am not overly concerned about these first couple of levels. I'm more concerned about GPS drifting out of range of the strike tower. Rip, there we go, battle. Boom, got it in. So I'm gonna open with, actually, I'm gonna open here, go here. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna open, I'm not gonna use Draco Rex Gen 2. That's the order I'm gonna go in. I'm going against a level 11, 11, 12, and a level 13. So, like I said, my big concern here, nullifiers would actually be pretty good here because of, was it Gallimimus and its ability to evasive strike. The good news is Gallimimus doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but I got to go first, so that kind of negated out Gallimimus there. Or was that Ornithormimus? It was one of the two. I wasn't even paying attention. Ophiocodon, 21. I'm just going to impact and run. Probably didn't have to. I really could have survived an attack there. I'm going to bring in my Diplotator, which has distracting strike. Not going to be effective. But it does have nullifying strike, so that's actually a pretty decent. I'm going to save that for the next dinosaur that comes in, which is going to be, Secondonto, there's no reason for that. And at this point, a lot of the dinosaurs that I ever think about using or have ever used are close to level 20. So I know that this, you may not have a Diplotator that's level 20 and you're like, well, I don't have one of those. But look for something with nullifying, simply because on this first one, you did have the option, if you weren't faster than the Gallimimus, then you'd probably want something with nullification to erase their evasive. Level 1 is going to be coins. Nothing too difficult. Some free coins there. I don't want that. I'm going to swing around here, and I'm going to go the same. I'm going to go the same route until I have a reason not to. Gallimimus is the common, so level 15 Gallimimus. Postmetrodon is going to present a little bit of a challenge for some people because it does hit pretty hard. Again, my Delta is level 23. I doubt really anybody's wasted the resources to make their Delta level 23. I'm thinking that it looks like Draco Rex Gen 2 is going to get a nerf. If that does happen, let's see. So a little less than 800. That's not too bad. If Draco Rex Gen 2 does end up getting a nerf with 1.6 or in a future update, I think Delta is going to replace Draco Rex Gen 2. Although level 22, it should still be viable. In case you don't know, it looks like the nerf is probably going to be, it's going to have a weight 2 before you can swap it out, as is. Ouch. It's only got a weight 1. And that's what makes it very useful. With a weight 2, I'm not quite sure that it's going to be as useful, because basically all it's going to be able to do is mop up duty on a dinosaur. Whereas right now, you can bring it in early, get a kill, take it back out, and there's emergency vehicles. I hope you can't hear them, but there you go. Round 2 down. But what I was saying, no, don't walk me closer. What I was saying is that if you have to wait 2, then you cannot bring it in early. You have to only hold it back to basically do the final bit of damage to your opponent. And for me, that's not worth it to have a dinosaur that really only has one purpose. What I like about Delta is I can clean up and then I can attack and swap out and pretty much go unscathed for the next dinosaur, and then I can bring it in later, and it is fast enough that it can do a significant amount of damage. And it's going to come in helpful here because of Ornithormimus. It does have instant distraction, which takes priority, and I would not be surprised to see the AI use that if the AI decides to pick a move. Not sure what happened here. So it looks like what I'm probably going to have to do is restart my game and hope. Yeah, because that's weird. All right, I'm back. It looks like I took one attack from probably Ophiocodon. It looks like maybe I knocked out Ornithormimus on the first attack. And now I'm up 2-0. I don't know, a level 23 Delta is probably stronger than what most people are rocking, but it looks like the Raptor is a good option here because it's going to be faster than anything else that the AI is running. I would caution against Velociraptor. Velociraptor is relatively weak, and because the immunity dinosaurs that you're going up against, you're not going to get the benefit of the 50% reduction in damage, and Velociraptor doesn't have the highest HP pool. So here's the first of my 3 incubators for this tower. Looks like Gallimimus, okay. Ankylocodon. Maybe I should put in an Ankylocodon. We'll put in Ankylocodon. I haven't used anything, whoops. I haven't used anything other than Delta. My Ankylocodon, I think, it's level 18. I could make it higher, but I'm not going to use it, and I don't use it. So let me see what these guys do. That's a Diplotator, the easier to make hybrids. So Diplotator, Ankylocodon, and the Monolometrodon are all relatively easy to make. Let me see what Ankylocodon can do. Level 18 is not that much higher than probably a lot of people have. Maybe it is. Maybe most people are less. This is not a good one for me to go to change up my pattern on, because Triostronyx is going to hit fairly hard. Should have looked to see. I think I have a 1 times, 1.5 times. I did a 1.5 times damage, which was the best that I could do. I might get knocked out here. Not cool. Everything else is faster, so definitely not a good option to start with Ankylocodon. Here's another one that I just never use. Nullification. I'm going to actually use my Nullification because it's going to erase that Ferocious Strike. And we're going to get a Ready to Crush here. I'm going to take away that Nullification should take away the Ready to Crush, although it still looks like Ready to Crush is there. But that didn't hit like Ready to Crush was still there, so I think it worked out. Distracting Impact. I have faced several of these Monolometrodons that are really high level, like 28s, just because resources are easy to come by. Defense, Shattering, I'm most likely going to get knocked out here. I don't think I'm going to do 2340 damage. Not even close. So these dinosaurs are a little weak, I'm not going to lie. I will drop the Nullification to take care of that Ferocious Strike. So I would definitely recommend taking a Nullification dinosaur into battle, because a lot of these are going to self-buff. And I hope Diplotator does 1.5 times damage. Okay, so it's going to do plenty of damage. But mine's level 20. So definitely Monolometrodon seems pretty good. Whoa, ouch. I did some bad math here. I can't believe I'd only knocked out 1 dinosaur. I did really bad math. Thank goodness he didn't crit. Or she didn't crit. Ferocious Strike says that it'll finish things off here. That was my bad. I wasn't paying attention. But like I said, Monolometrodon, thumbs up. I would say Ankylocodon, definite thumbs down on this. Don't bother with that. Quit GPS drifting away. Maybe, all right. We're gonna go, I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna go with these 4 now. Probably won't need all 4. But this is the point right here that probably a lot of people are going to start struggling with. And we have an Indominus Rex. 1.5, 1.5. Okay, so I'm just going to go 1.5 times. That was great to get the crit. And see, I'm actually less leveled than the Indominus Rex here, so I'm gonna get knocked out, but I've weakened it pretty good. And what I was gonna say is for people who don't have super high level dinosaurs, this is the part where you're probably going to start to struggle. A level 17 Indominus Rex isn't the most difficult thing to take out, but it does pack quite a punch. And I'm gonna go with nullification to get rid of the evasive strike, which is exactly what I was thinking. And still didn't even knock it out, and it's only a level 16. So as you can see, you're gonna need to bring a little bit of, this is why people start to struggle here, is because you're gonna have to start to bring a little bit of power and be able to take some hits as well. I go first, anything's gonna knock it out. Where's Secondontosaurus? Poor Secondontosaurus. And then Ornithorhynchus. I'm not gonna be able to survive this. Now I very easily could just swap in, and I could have set myself up for a little bit of trouble here because, actually, no, I'm good. Because he doesn't have the priority move. So if you get to this point, and like I've said before with these epic strike towers, if you get to a point where you're not even close to beating it, don't spend the hard cash. It's not worth it, really. And especially on this, it's a themed epic incubator, and the dinosaurs that you get out of it, the best thing that you're really hoping for is Dimetrodon, and that's if you're going for the unique. 100 post-Metrodon. Not bad. But other than that, like, this is definitely not an incubator that you want to spend a whole lot of resources going after. And I think that, did they change that? Did it used to just say move closer, now it says walk closer? I think that's a thing. And now we're starting to get up into like the high teens. So I think there was a 17 and 18, maybe a 19, 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there, where you're definitely going to start to struggle if you're newer to the game. Now, I want to do the most damage possible, which is going to be the 1.5 times damage, which honestly still isn't a whole lot of damage. I mean, 921, and that's 1.5 times. Ferocious Strike is going to hurt. I'm going to go with the nullification to get rid of the Ferocious Strike, the self buff here, but only 614 damage. Most likely probably getting knocked out here. For sure getting knocked out here. And that kind of sets me up poorly moving forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to avert complete disaster happening here. And I'm going to bring in my Delta to clean this up. But as you can see, that first dinosaur at level 16 versus level 18 was going to leave me in a really bad position of being down one dinosaur and not really having a lot of strength coming behind it. Now what I'm going to do to regain my advantage here is I'm going to knock out Post-Metrodon in one turn by doing the impact and run, swapping into Dracorex Gen 2, which is going to do plenty of damage to take care of the rest of Post-Metrodon. And that sets me up perfectly fine. I'm no threat of losing this one. And probably, if you have Dracorex Gen 2, you could probably set up some kind of a hit and run type scenario. Use one dinosaur to weaken, and then use a dinosaur with hit and run into Dracorex 2 to regain your advantage. And that would probably work pretty good overall. I think Raptors are going to hit hard enough with their pounce, or 2 times damage, that you can probably go with some Raptors. I would definitely carry something with nullification to get rid of all the self buffs that are happening with these immune creatures. And at this point, go with your best dinosaurs. If you reach this point where you're one away, you know, there's no reason to be creative unless you're trying to create content. And if you are, I applaud you for that. But there's really no need. A level 21 Indominus Rex can be tricky. I haven't really seen one cloak, but if it does, then you could be in some trouble. Let's see what we get here. We're gonna get the Indominus Rex right off the bat. And just gonna go with my 2 times damage, or 1.5 times damage right off the bat. I should be able to survive 1 impact. I'm not gonna survive the second one. I'm gonna go nullification just in case they wanted to cloak. I could have gone for the distracting impact, which would have been 1.5 times damage. If they cloak and I miss, then that's bad news. Again, I'm going to use my Delta. This should do enough damage. And the AI didn't cloak, so I don't know if it cloaks ever. So maybe immune might be overrated in this situation. Poor Secondontosaurus is not going to survive the impact and run Draco Rex Gen 2 swap. And take your time with this one. It's not, I don't want to say it's not difficult, because I'm using relatively high level dinosaurs. I don't know. Let me know. What if you guys beat it, what were you using? And if you didn't beat it, what were you using that allowed you not to be successful? See right there, I missed on the impact. The good thing is that the evasive strike doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And I simply went this route for the nullification. Nullification here is going to be, I mean, uh-oh. It's actually kind of funny. It's actually kind of fun. I'm gonna redo it. Oh, do I get the chance to... I got the chance to do it for free, so I guess you get a freebie? I'm gonna have to double check. I'm gonna open the same way. I'm gonna change things up just a little bit on how I do. That was actually kind of funny. So 1.5 times the damage, like I said before. I'm going to get knocked out here. I'm going to say that it doesn't cloak this time and do a little bit more damage. I don't even know that it did any more damage, just being totally truthful here. I'm bringing Delta. And the reason why I didn't bring in Delta against Ornithormimus the first time was because I was worried about the evasive strike. Maybe I shouldn't have been so worried about it. But this time, because I can probably sustain a hit, okay, so this is gonna be good enough. Because now I'm gonna knock out Secondontosaurus, and then I will go with the impact and run into Dracorex Gen 2, which should produce a knockout and avoid the embarrassment of losing to this tower yet again, because I'm gonna get to go first, the impact and run. I don't know what level. That would be interesting to see what level your impact and run dinosaurs would have to be. But you can play around with it. There's Paramoloch with impact and run. Obviously Delta with impact and run. But let's see what this incubator got me. I'm just glad I didn't have to pay 200 hard cash for this. So Gallimimus, I've got a lot of that. Ophiocodon, I've got a lot of that. Dimetrodon, I would have preferred to have more Dimetrodon and less Ornithormimus. And then I'm gonna get more Secondontosaurus and then Postmetrodon. And I think that is going to give me 1 level up on Magna. If I can find Dimetrodon, Magna. So I get 1 fuse here. That's a good one, 30. So there you go. That is this weekend's Strike Tower. You have 3 epic dinosaurs as special event supply drops. They are all flyers: Alanquah, Darwinopteris, and I forget what the third one is. Is it Pteranodon? Yeah, Pteranodon. So there you go. And then on Sunday we get the legendary. So there you go. I hope this was helpful. 7 steps is going to take a while. Break it up if you need to. Do a few one day, then a few the other day. But let me know how you guys did with that. Were you able to knock it out? I feel like most people should be able to. Newer players probably struggle, especially on those last couple of levels. So that's all I've got for today. So until next time.